trained staff equals more qualified leads. I'm sure you've all been to a show, home show, boat show, bridal show, RV show, all kinds of shows. And you've walked in and there were people sitting behind the table, maybe even talking to each other and not even paying attention to you as you walk by. Do you think they did well from the show? Probably not. Whereas those booth staffers who are trained on how to get leads, how to qualify the leads, how to ask the right questions, and even to get the attention from getting some of those questions answered. This is my NCR lead slip. I just gave this as a suggestion in my exhibiting one-on-one workshop. And these are two of the examples that people took me up on it. And they are able to give one copy to the attendee. They keep one copy. This one even put their logo on the back for the attendee to have it. This is just one of those ideas, and I'll have another video about this NCR lead slip form later. But it is a good way to start the connection, because when you ask one of those questions, what's most important to you about, put your category in there. What's the most important thing about your remodeling contractor? What's the most important thing you want your wedding planner to do? What's the most important thing about buying your next car? When you ask those questions and then you ask why, you get all kinds of information that they wrote down. These are not yes or no questions. These are open-ended where they really have to write something. I had one person tell me when they asked what's most important, they said, we want our grandmas to be the flower girls. Oh my gosh, there's another way to connect, and you bring in other things that you can do for them. So one other question could be, what other projects do you have coming up? What other events do you have coming up? But you start finding out all kinds of ways to connect with them. These are just a few of those things for the booth staffers to be trained on. But can you see the difference if they are trained and they care and they smile and they stand your eye level? You're going to get a better chance of doing business with somebody, a better chance of them coming over to even talk to you if you're standing at eye level. Can you see that that can make a difference in the bottom line, the profits that you get from the show, instead of just sitting behind a table? So if you are training your staff, if your staff has the knowledge and the tools and the confidence, it's going to help you with your company with the bottom line. And so even if you are doing demos or maybe serving food samples, things like that, or even a quartet. I had a quartet who played and it was all cool entertainment, but they didn't have somebody getting leads. So make sure you've got enough staff to get leads at the show. And also train other people, because sometimes, it happened this year, where our date was changed. Not our fault. It just happens that way in the show business. But sometimes things will happen where maybe the owner, the main team, cannot be at the show. So train other people so that they can handle it if you cannot be there. And this is just one way to make sure you're getting the business, because you don't want to miss the business that that show brings, those leads that that show brings to you every 6 months or so. Keep that pipeline of leads coming in, because of good booth trained staffers. It is a critical component to making a consumer show work, is having trained staff. And I do this in my Exhibiting 101 workshops. I have a federal trademark on Exhibiting 101. You may have somebody in your area that's training the companies in your show. I am writing that book. Someday I'll have it for everyone. And just be ready for that. Not too soon. But anyway, trained booth staffers equals more qualified leads.